Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review and things might be a little bit different. You might catch me looking off to the side a little bit. This is a new camera for me, so I'm still kind of learning, kind of playing with it. And because I'm so far behind on videos, you might hear MJ running around in the back or talking in the background here. So he's upstairs with me playing. So this is a review on the Louise Young, oops, of course I dropped it. The Louise Young LY07, and I think it's called the Super Powder Brush or the Powder Brush. And this is a flat but narrow brush. This is made specifically for powder, but I purchased this brush to kind of see if it could duplicate or replicate a bronzer brush for me. Now, the thing that, let me start with this, is I'm trying to replace all my brushes that shed. And I have two brushes similar to this, one by MAC, one by Sigma. This is the Sigma one, and you can see, very similar. And this thing sheds like a crazy person. It is very nice as far as, I love the size of it and things like that. I just hate the shedding, and I'm doing away with anything that sheds right now. So, to show you a little bit about this, the Louise Young is a little bit taller as far as the bristles. You can see that slight difference right there. About the same as far as thickness. The MAC or the Sigma and MAC one might have fluffed out a little bit more just over cleaning and things, but they feel very. The Louise Young is much softer, but they feel similar as far as the density of the actual bristles on the brush. And the other brush that I own that I know is ridiculously expensive is the Tom Ford Bronzer Brush 05. Excuse me, sorry. And that is this one here. And you can see again that the Louise Young is taller as far as the bristles. I just used this one today. The handles on the Louise Young is very short. The Tom Ford is short for me, for my opinion. But the Louise Young is even shorter than that. Tom Ford is very similar to the Sigma one. I'm not sure about the MAC one. The Tom Ford one is much denser. It is softer, and it just picks up product a little bit differently. The Tom Ford one actually picks up and diffuses much more. It kind of gives a more blown out look, whereas the Louise Young, when you actually pick up bronzer with this brush, when you pick up the bronzer with this brush, he's got a brush, it actually, you'll see, it is very pigmented and very dense. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that brush. So it actually picks up product differently. It is very nice, very soft, and it is a little bit less than half of the price of the Tom Ford one. It is, so the Tom Ford is $115, the Louise Young is $50. You can purchase this also at Nordstrom's. I will put a link below for that. The Sigma, I have no idea. I think it's only sold in a set, but the MAC one is around $50 as well. Of those two, I would much rather have the Louise Young one than the MAC one because the MAC one sheds immensely. So this one here, sorry, I feel like I'm sitting too low. I have to work on that. So this brush overall, I think is a very nice brush. It is very soft. It is very easy to work with. The only thing you'll have to pay attention to is the fact of depending on how pigmented your bronzer is. I find with this brush, I cannot use as pigmented of a bronzer. Let me give you a quick example of that. And that is, I have two bronzers by Too Faced. One is the Matte Bronzing Chocolate Soleil Powder, and one is the Milk Chocolate, which is lighter. So with this brush, I have to use the Milk Chocolate, and with the Tom Ford brush, I use the other one. So it just kind of depends. If you have a bronzer that is too dark for you, I would be very careful with this, putting it on, just because of the fact, what? Hi, buddy. Because of the fact that it does deposit a lot of color, and you kind of have to blur it out yourself just by moving it around. If you put the brush on, it is going to deposit it right where it is. You can see that contour I have, but it is an amazing brush. This is now, it's funny, the Tom Ford is kind of my one that stays here on my vanity, and the Louise Young, sorry, see you catch me going over here, or I catch myself looking over here. The Louise Young one is the one that stays in my, what's in my gym / travel bag. So this is the one that stays there that I use when I'm getting ready at the gym. So I also like that because the handle is shorter for that. I personally prefer longer handles, but I don't mind it for a travel one. It makes it nicer to have a little bit shorter of a handle. So that is my thoughts on the Louise Young LY07 brush that can be purchased through Nordstrom. Again, links will be below, and I will also try somewhere, hopefully in the video, I posted a side-by-side of an actual photo of the brush, a little bit more detailed, so you can see, and I'll show you just a little bit closer. Oh, it's not focusing very well. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna have to work on the focusing part of this camera, but yeah, that's it. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I'm really enjoying this. Let me know if you have any other questions, and thanks so much for bearing with me with the camera issues. Have a great day. Bye.